Hey, what's up, everybody? It's KyFy. I'm glad you're here. If you made it to the second part of the reading, there's a spot here that is reserved for you, right? So just know it's here already, and this is here, right? This is what this means. You're in my heart. It's just crazy. Thank you. I appreciate you. And if you hear me, if you've been hearing me in the first part, leave a message or leave a comment in the comment section saying you hear me. It goes a long way because, not that it tricks the algorithm, I have a kingdom I'm trying to build. And this kingdom is very important for everybody in the spiritual community. This is my opinion. But imagine having a kingdom at rock bottom. Everybody is so afraid of reaching rock bottom. I've been there and I've built something there. And I want to expose it to the community because it's safe to be here because you are God. So I wanted to expose some of that with what I created. This is the Zin-Finity Board, and it is an elementally energetic grid that flows in a 22-part circuit, housing all aspects of the mind in a still life version. Anything that you can possibly think of is here, and it's up to us to make it clear. So let's get down to it. The first part, well, technically this is the second part of the reading, which is creation. Now, what I decided to do, since this part can honestly be switched around in so many different ways, is a 13 house reading. So we're going to go off for the first house, which is Aries, and this is the house of self. So let's get it. And it started off with the Justice card, and the Justice card is on suit. Now this is the perspective of I desire what you want as a spiritual being. Justice. That's what you want. That's what you're here for. You're listening to my voice right now because there's a lack of justice, or you've claimed that sense of justice, and this is confirmation. So let's get justice really quickly in the place of I desire. Cause, effect, clarity, and truth. Now, why is this important? It's because the clarity of the situation, the reason, the why I've gone through this, the clarity is so important because it's not all in vain, because up the road is eternal gain. So that's a song, but I had a reading derived from that, like what I got out of that meaning. So you can check my page for, or my channel for it. It's very informative about the things that you give up on. It's not in vain. But this is why there's justice in what you desire. And this is on suit. What does that mean? From the crown to the root. Imagine there's a river, and at every chakra there's a blockage, or potentially one. When I get there, we draw a card and we find the blockages. When I correct them, that means there's no more blockages, and the channel of energy goes from the crown to the root, allowing you to do whatever you want in your life with it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm a mental alchemist, and this is why this is so important. I can't speak to 1 million people at the same time unless I do it through here. But the way that I wanted to get this information out was through an app. So that's why, if you like, share, subscribe, follow, share it with the favorite readers, share it with the spiritual community, I can get to the place where you can understand this, and I'll have to speak less. And when I speak less, that means you're understanding more. So I can't wait till I get there. Right. But that's justice. The next energy up is a special one. So in the place of the solar plexus, you have Taurus, which is the next house, right? And this is the house of value, right? Yeah, value. I don't remember all of them, but whatever. Now, this space in the solar plexus has hold and nutsack. That is two different perspectives, but this is guided by one card. So it's very important to understand what this means. In all 4 houses of the solar plexus, that means that there's an energy that is off. And when I go to clarify it, I will do 4 cards to clarify, right? It's important. So yeah, but the energy that comes up right now for the house of value is the Magician, right? The house of value, communication, health, and relationships. This is the Magician. And this is funny that the Magician came up. On the first time I just decide to do this and explain this, the one who can get it all done is here. So is that balance or is it not? We're about to find out. The Magician. Willpower, creation, mastery, and adaptation. You can be anything you want, anything you need at the time that you need to be it. So just move. You are the magician. So the people who literally talk you down from that confidence that you already know you have are not the people that need to be in your life, because they deter you from doing the things that you think and you do. Now, thinking is a power, doing is also another power. You kind of have to think before you do. But being in the zone is really not so much thinking. In the zone is like being with your spirit at the same time. But thinking is just up for you. Now, people who cloud your mind stop you from being a magician. So that's why this is off suit right now. But the magician is air. This needs to be fire. So yeah, that's what it means to be elementally energetic. Fire, air, water, earth. And in these places you have fire, air, water, earth. This can be earth and fire. This can be air and water. And as for this one, this is fire and air. So these rules apply everywhere. So let's continue. The next energy is Gemini, which is also the magician. Now you would say that this is on suit, but the solar plexus is fire. Why? Because it's about the pressure to do these things. The pressure to do and the pressure to think. The pressure not to do and the pressure not to think. That's what the solar plexus is. And that pressure creates a heat. And that soul energy that you claim for yourself going over to your heart. Anytime you claim it, it goes to your heart space. Anytime it's siphoned from you, you can understand what's happening. You're not building your kingdom. You're not building your love. You're not able to love yourself properly, because that energy in nurture is being siphoned from you through time. But you can understand where this is going. But yeah, Gemini and the willpower behind it. For Gemini specifically, this is an air sign. So what is it about adaptation for specifically Gemini that makes it so special? Now, Gemini's communication. Communication starts with the throat chakra, but communication in general has to do with the spirit and the consciousness, the selfness and the consciousness, or I should say the mind and the spirit, right? Since I'm a nerd, I'm going to go ahead and explain mind real quick. This is your whole mind. Your mind is not just the masculine side of your mind. Really understand that. Your mind is the whole thing that you're using to operate. Your mind consists of this creation, the world of creation, the spiritual world, the mental world, the physical world, the astral world, the terrestrial world. All of the worlds are in your mind. So the thing that we keep calling mind is only our world of formation. This is why it's so cluttered and we cannot do anything spiritually, because the devil put all of our life into this one place. It has the energy, our mind, our calculator that's just supposed to say enter and it's done. But we keep overthinking things, and as you keep overthinking things, you do things that are wrong, and it devalues the situation. So if that was a message for somebody, put it in the comments why, and time tag it so I understand what I was talking about. But yeah, the next energy is Cancer, and this is the house of home, but this is also the foundation, and this is on suit. What does that mean? There are feelings and then there are emotions. Emotions are potential. Feelings are present time being expressed. Like in action, the feeling is happening. Potential, the feeling can be happening, but it's there. The energy for that feeling is there, and it's trapped because you are choosing not to release it through a feeling. We get a lot of feelings from going to the club. We get a lot of feelings from going to the library. We get a lot of feelings from going to the park, this, right? These are outlets where you can get these feelings out. Feelings are literally trapped in it, or not trapped energy. Trapped energy being released because you have a choice to express. This is a place of expression. Now, this is the Nine of Cups. Let's get this. Satisfaction, emotional stability, and luxury. I don't even really need to say anything. Emotional stability and luxury. You have all the energy for it. You got an energy of fuck around and find out with the devil and your enemies around you. You got that energy of fuck around and find out with God. I dare you to show me the way. Dare you. Fuck around and find out. You're gonna find out that I was waiting for this and I'll be ready for it, and I will not waste this chance. That kind of energy that you want. So everybody is wary of you. God is like, are you sure you ready? And you're like, alright, keep playing. You know what? Being ready for it is the thing that makes it attractive. God is like, okay, you're ready for it, so it's yours. It's not about not having it. You have to be able to contain it. Be ready for it. It works backwards. Whatever you're trying to do the backwards thing. Try not to focus on getting it. Focus on what it means to maintain it. And the universe will have to give it to you. It's backwards. The next energy is for Leo, and this is the house of pleasure. Now, pleasure is where I love. This is I feel. This is I love, right? What is so significant about pleasure? You go towards the things that you love. Movement is love. So you go towards the things that give you pleasure. Pleasure in this experience we call life, and hopefully that pleasure is from the dream and not a false fantasy. So I'm building up to what I gotta go backwards, and this is why God made me understand the backwards way to understand spirit. So if we are mind and spirit is inverted, I can understand spirit backwards perfectly. That's what God is training me right now. So it's like, okay, if I do that, am I fully comprehending what spirit is saying? That's up for y'all to know. Well, y'all to tell me, because I'm one person. I'm going with God in this journey. And I am actually petrified of my dream. Petrified of it. It is the scariest thing that I can think of. So, if that relates to you, yeah. My dream, I'll talk about it. I talked about the foundation of it. It's a castle. It's a place at rock bottom. But what it's going to do to this world, I literally go into just times where I have to just roll up. Like, there's nothing to even do. It's so terrifying to even think that it could happen. And for some reason, my mind was tricking myself that I wasn't ready for it. And that was the devil holding me and taking my time. And it was stealing from your time. So pray for me. Pray for me that the devil doesn't take my time, because wouldn't you want to hear another? I don't even know what to say after that. I'm here to fight. I'm not here to be at peace. I knew I was not born for peace. I did not go through any peaceful things in my life. I went through trials and tribulations secretly. And a lot of people who know me don't understand that. Like, what do you even know? I stay quiet because there's so much that I know. I don't know what to say. And then I heard from, God sends you masters. I always talk about it. A master, on my feed, doom scrolling, told me I definitely forgot everything I was about to say just now. God just said, whoop, so my bad. But moving on from the Nine of Cups, from this, that's what it was. Beauty. Okay. Pleasure. But let's get to Six of Swords. This is transition, leaving behind and moving on. So there's two energies of moving on, and then time to take action. Don't let your past hold you back. This is a stagnant energy we're battling right now. And this is why movement is so necessary. But guess what? These swords look like they're gonna sink the ship, right? They look like they're gonna sink the ship. But what happens if it was only a little hole, and the only way you could actually plug that hole up with your mind was putting a sword in it, something that was bigger, because you knew that the boat could take it. You knew that your vessel could take it. You understood that you were fit for this, or who understood that you were fit for this is a better question. Who understood that? Who? Yeah, that's God. You were built for it. That journey to get past this, everything that they threw at you, you used it to help yourself float. And it's like, they can't get rid of you. They can't destroy you. Alright, so that was Leo. Next up is Virgo. This is back to the Magician, right? But you're gonna see a different stats, so don't worry about it. You probably saw it already. But look, when it comes up to Virgo, this is the pressure not to do. Taurus is the pressure to do. Virgo is the pressure not to do. So that's that virgin mind. You can understand it from that perspective. A virgin was pressured not to do something until marriage, right? So the pressure not to do, Virgo, right? I hope that made a lot of sense. So the Magician is about the mastery and the adaptation. Let's just say there are a whole bunch of opportunities offered to you, but they were not good ones. You had the discernment to know that they were not good ones. And this is an earth sign. So understand, you already found what you needed. You manifested it before it could sway you hard enough. You made it just in the nick of time almost. That's what it feels like right now. Just in the nick of time energy. So whatever you're going through right now, that manifestation is going to come just in the nick of time. It almost seems like it's not possible, but it is very possible. The only people who are telling you it's not possible is you. And nothing else that you hear outside of you matters, because you accepted it. And that's the hardest thing about, well, one of the hardest things for me, personally, about being a human being in the first place. You mean to tell me everything that people tells me, I have to have the fortitude within myself to say, that means nothing. Even though it cut straight through me. Nothing. But God said I was fit for that. So here we are. Still fit for it. Swear to God I should have fell already, but I'm still here. This is the proof. So yeah. Moving on from there, we have Scorpio. Now this is the 9 of Swords. And this is on suit, right? This is in a place of I know. What do you know? Your experiences build your knowledge. So if you choose not to experience, you cannot build knowledge. Learning is an experience. So if you choose not to learn, you're not experiencing. So you can't escape. Almost the enemy is going to tell you, because there's no such thing as an enemy in the first place, what's allowed to come to you was for the lesson. So they were like a part of God's story, and the devil said, oh, I got the perfect person to destroy this story, and it would never happen in the first place. And I'm going to reiterate this, because you are God, and you are that person. You are that being that will manifest it. The matrix serves you. You live in a lie called this realm of earth and all this other stuff. You live in this lie because you wanted to become greater. And we are finding this out. And I love it. I thought about this for so long when I was young. Ever since my grandmother died, I was like, where did she go? They was like, heaven. I was like, well, how do you get there? And they was like, well, you gotta live a good life. I was like, I've sinned already. It's clipped for me. Like, there's no way I'm reaching heaven. And then they told me, unless you get the Holy Ghost. And then this is where it kind of twisted for me. I played the drums. I was playing the drums one day. I was in the zone. I knew it in my conscious mind. I might have a little ADHD. In my conscious mind, I was in the zone 100%. Holy Ghost? What? I was in the zone in my conscious mind. And the lady came to me. She said, you were filled with the Holy Ghost. I said, where? Because now I can see my grandmother. Nobody knew what I was thinking about this. But now I can see my grandmother. I got this Holy Ghost thing. Now I can see my grandmother. And then it was like, well, you can't see her because she's in heaven. And I'm like, okay. Skip 20-something years, right? Now we coming up to this information. And I'm learning that heaven and hell is within the mind, and source, everything goes back to source in the first place. And truth hurts like a fire. So if you want to say a lake of fire, a lake of truth, God is truth. So everything that I've learned was answered in such a magnificent way. I just need a place to process it, and that's why I'm on this journey. The people who can understand me, you are built to fight this world, because I'm silent, but I done murdered some demons in this lifetime. And they know not to come next to me. They know I don't play, because what protects me? My knowing of who I am, and anybody that comes towards me, it's only a lesson in the first place. So anything it just keeps going and going and going. I have not fully yet, because we all have our moments, right? But a moment is necessary, because there's a sway, and every time you go into that negative, the negative is potential for a positive outcome. It's for a positive outcome. What you went through is for a positive outcome. I have to say that again. So that's what I know, and that's why these Nine of Swords is here. So anxiety, hopelessness, and trauma, very important. The hopelessness. Now, hope is very important. It brings you, or it at least is the energy that is inescapable. The devil can't get rid of it if he tried. That will bring you to your center. Why? Because at the end of the day, if you do not want to delete yourself, which I hope nobody is in that place right now, if you do not want to do that, there's a reason for you to be that low, rock bottom, that hard. I understand it. I'm basically still here because I built my kingdom here, and I'm starting to flourish. So if I can flourish at rock bottom, I'm never leaving, because the devil cannot push me any lower than rock bottom. Gotcha, bitch. Like, gotcha. Oh, rock bottom. We're so scared. Can't get to rock bottom. I'ma lose everything. Okay, you are everything. So what are you losing? Alright. So do you believe that God is number one? So N-O-1, no one. You believe in no one, because no one can get it done. You can't fathom God. God's blessings come from nowhere, nothing, and nobody. Nobody that you thought it was going to be coming from. Nowhere that you thought you were going to get it. Nothing that you thought was going to work. It just all of a sudden, this. Out of nothing comes something. That's God. God is the nothing that we can't even see. That it's, oh man, this is information logged up in here that I this is why I'm so quiet. My page is going to start blowing up, because people are going to be like, wait, what else do you think? Because these are all opinions, but these opinions are so based in knowledge, you can't deny it. And what I created is so formatted, you're going to have to just, oh, that's what that means? Go ahead and challenge it. I love to be wrong, because what I created is, man, I can't wait till y'all get to see this. Well, I can't wait. The spiritual community, all the defenses, everything that people talk about, oh, this ain't this. Oh, y'all can't see none of that. Case in point, the table. Divine feminine energy is an unseen force, yet it is so important. We cannot see what y'all do, and we need it so bad. We can't even describe it. Well, we know when you don't have it. Like, it's like, oh God, it's unseen. It's an unseen force. Imagine to be able to see it, and that's what I'm claiming. Huh? Who is this? Who is this guy? I don't know why that came up, but we got to move on to Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is the place of I will, and this is the house of spirituality. I didn't say Scorpio. The house of Scorpios is sex and death, so my bad. But I will is the house of spirituality. Now let's get the Eight of Cups real quick. Walking away, disillusionment, and leaving behind. This energy is offsuit because, as I said, water and air needs to be on this side. That's just the law, right? So why is it off suit? Because you can't do what you thought you will. Like, okay, your willpower is the power of the energy to decide to act, right? It's the decision to move my hand over here. That's my willpower. My willpower brought my hand over here, but my mind also decided to do that. There was an action before my will came into play. So will is very important. It's the energetic action in motion. It's the action of doing things in motion. Because doing, you have a lot of things to do, but you're not doing them. That was crazy. So, my bad. But if that hit, if that made you laugh, because I'm talking to myself, I had to take a break. But when the break was finished, I wasn't doing anything. And God was looking at me like, you had enough time. Come on. So I have to walk away from that peace of mind, being in a place where I can make all my mistakes and it be okay. Now I'm venturing into the world where I can be judged. My little flower has finally decided to bloom into the tree that it's supposed to be, but right now it's still a bulb. That's where that's where anything is when you finally birth it into this world. It's a little bulb, so you got to protect it. Put something over it. Make sure it's watered, not too much. So the next energy is for Capricorn, and this is the house of ambition, right? So ambition is very important. Why? You have to know what you want to move towards, and in order to move towards the best things that your life has to offer, you have to fully understand what your shadow is. And that's what I was talking about before, your identity, right? You have to know your identity, because your identity shows you what your true ambition could be, your true soul's purpose, what your spirit will give all its energy for. That thing, not the carrot that you chase. That's the devil. But yeah, this is the Emperor card and it's off suit. So let's get it. Authority, structure, control, and fatherhood. Now, this is off because that means your ego is at play and what you need. Now, you are going after what you want, thinking that, oh, this is the thing I need to build this brick. Instead of going for clay, you're going for plastic. This is what I need. But it's in the shape of a brick and you can't tell the difference. But your spirit knows it won't hold. So that's why you have to take a seat. But that's your willpower. You have to want to take a seat. And that's what will fix this. But yeah. So that was for Capricorn. The next energy is for Aquarius in the house of friendship. As I said before, friendship is the highest vibrational form of partnership. So we have marriage and all that other stuff. But friendship on the tree of life. Forget all the other stuff that is not on the tree of life right now. Friendship is attached to the soul. So the Ace of Pentacles reversed is talking about the friendship. Let's get this. Lost opportunity, missed chance, and bad investment. Now, this is on suit. You are failing in the right direction and it is divinely ordained. Your failures, people not even looking at you like you failing. Like, what are you talking about failing? That was beautiful. Like an artist thinking that it's a failure and then everybody looks at it like it's the best thing ever. It's two different perspectives. So who is making you think that you're failing? Those people that are yapping in your mouth like I was talking about before. And these are the people, the comics, the pilgrims, the people who ain't got no place, just looking for their home. So I mentioned the pilgrim in a different way before, but you really don't have a place. You're looking for your place. Your place is the whole world, huh? You want the whole world to yourself? Yeah, that's why they're using you. You're a pawn for their chessboard. Trying to be. They're trying to get you to be a pawn. But you're not. It's not happening that way. It's not happening that way. Because you're failing in the right direction. Those people look at it as failures and they're saying, haha, you didn't do this thing. But you didn't do the thing on purpose and it stopped their whole plan. So they laugh in your face, but right when that finishes, they be like, oh man, Now I can't do this. I didn't even realize that. I should have helped them. And if they're trying to come back to help you, that's a sign. Don't take their help. Don't take their help. So the next and the last energy of the regular houses, right? Because we're doing Ophiuchus, right? Is the house, the house of secrets, which is the high priestess right now. This is for, what is it, Pisces? Yeah, right. So the high priestess is a very important energy. It's the energy of like the balance in your vision. That's what it's giving me right now. It's the balance of your vision, your true vision. But your soul knows this. This is the true place of what crowns the reading. And this is why everything backwards makes sense. Because we are living in an inverted world. God sees this in an inverted way. And like, if we know we are God, but we know that the Creator, right, has opposite our abilities, can see everything, can do everything, is everything. We are one thing, but the universe at the same time, coming out of one entity. Everything put in one. That's what we are. I'm rambling, but I got so much to offer, and I don't know when to stop. But if you like it, you like it. Alright. So now it comes to the part of the reading where I need to clarify everything that was off suit. So that means I should start from the top down. Alright, so from the top down, you had the first energy that was off suit, which is the house of ambition. And what was that? Capricorn. So, okay. So the next energy that came up was the Page of Cups, and that completed it. So let's get that. So this is happy surprise, dreamer, and sensitivity. Dreamer needs to be over here, because fantasy is in your mind. The dream, your spirit knows the dream. Or I should say, your shadow knows the best thing that you can be doing, and your spirit knows the dream, and they talk. It's all separate entities within the one entity you call I, or you think is I. I can barely speak, and that's why I know it's true. Alright, so this one. The next energy that was off, see, it was I will, and it's the Four of Wands, and that completed that. So what do I mean by that? It started off with fire over here in the place of I need, and it ended off with water. Water and air can be on this side. Now, same difference for fire and air. Fire's on this side now, so it's complete. So Four of Wands. Community, home, and celebration. Now, instead of always having to walk away from a situation, your attraction to what you needed can't stay away from you. So it's attached to you now, because you have nothing that's holding on to you. And that was the whole point. Now that you've done that, you found your true home within yourself, you know, and it becomes a place of peace and comfort. So you don't want anybody near you, or you shouldn't want anybody near you that isn't vetted by your spirit. So if you're coming into contact with people that your spirit is pushing you away, you don't know why you're saying this to this person, you don't understand why that you have this reaction around this person, it's all projection. But who's projecting? You are many things. The next energy that was off was in the solar plexus. So let's see. Okay, this one. The Three of Pentacles. Now that doesn't complete yet, so let's keep going. Okay, this one. The Ten of Cups. This one needs to be fire, so let me keep going. I do this like goldfish. The Tower. Now this is a fire card. So this is a Tower reversed. Anytime that I see the Tower reversed, it has nothing to do with the Tower. It has to do with the foundation. So your foundation needs work. The Tower can keep coming down and going back up, coming down and going back up. But your foundation, you need to really figure that out, because if the foundation is broken, the Tower can't go up no more. There's a difference. So let's get these cards. It started off with the Magician, then to the Three of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and then the Tower. So Three of Pentacles. Teamwork, collaboration, and building something. Why? Because you found your new home, and you will build your home. Once you find it, it's like playing Sims. Oh, I want this here, I want this here, I want this here. Well, you have to do something for it. Then it's like almost like if you watch the anime Solo Leveling, you probably don't know about it if you don't know about anime, but okay. Imagine there was a goal quest board that came up in your life, and you were the only one who could see it. So you see the things that your home needs, and it's almost like you're just checking a list off. Oh, this is what I need, because you understand yourself now. You understand what you need to get the job done, and that's skipping past all the confusion and the corruption that's trying to stop you. So yeah, went from there to the 10 of Cups. This is inner happiness, fulfillment, and dreams coming true. So happy dreamer in the Page of Cups and the dreams coming true. Perfect, because you are willing to work for it. This is the place of I do and I think. I do not do and I do not think, right? Well, I think not and I do not. But yeah, it's very important to have here, because why? Even though this energy is still off, this is water in a fireplace. Even though the energy is still off, you're fulfilled by doing nothing for the people that were taken from you. And that's who's not celebrating right now. You're at peace with it. They are not celebrating because they lost, like the well dried up. So yeah. Then it ended up with the Tower card reversed. Let's get it. This is disaster avoided, delayed disaster, and a fear of suffering. Now, suffering, it comes in many forms. You can suffer to build weight. You can suffer to lose weight. You can suffer, that made the whole scenario, right? You can suffer to do negative things, or suffer through negative things, and to do positive things. So suffering is important. Suffering brings potential, because you come out of it experienced. Therefore, you know more, and knowledge is power. Nothing is happening against you. It's all for you. And the next and last energy that's off suit that needs to be fixed is I am, which is, okay, that's Ophiuchus, right? There are no earth signs in the root chakra. Look at the tree of life. And what does that mean? That means that root has nothing to do with earth. Root has to do with rooting yourself on the foundation of who you are. Therefore, when you say I am, it's always powerful and confident, because you are rooted into that solid foundation that can't be broken, called self. And everybody has one. I hope that made sense. And Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer, not the serpent itself. The serpent itself on this board has to do with the star stream. I named it the star stream, the Kundalini, the serpent, right? The serpent itself is a different thing. But yeah. This needs to be Earth. And the 5 of Wands came out reversed. People who have been putting spells on you, right? People who have been putting spells on you, the karma for doing that is ridiculous. Stay away from them, because you don't want to get hit by what God has coming for them, right? Talking about something, oh, you don't need to do all that, God. Alright, stay there if you want to, says God, you know what I mean, in this scenario, because you know how they say, well, if somebody's about to get hit with a truck, you can either try to save them and put yourself in the way of danger, or you got it like that and both of y'all gonna be good, but you still gonna leave with some trauma. Or you can leave them and leave them to their own senses and say, oh, I should move out the way and I have enough time to do this, and not me putting anybody else in danger. I got it myself. So 2 different things can happen. Forgot exactly why I brought that up, but yeah. So the next part of the reading is manifestation. Now that we went through all the perspectives of the mind, the zodiac, and things like that, what can you do with this energy? The energy is waiting for you to use it now. That's my perspective. The energy is waiting for you to use it now. We have everything that we need. We had it already, but now you know it. So what can we do with it? These are the ifs. If I experiment, if I express, if I integrate, if I transcend, therefore I will ascend. Now, why is that? Ascension is very important. We know that. And that's leveling, that's evolving, right? You can think about it as Pokemon. You level up with transcending. You know, you transcend something, it doesn't have the same effect. Then you level up, you become a butterfly, right? Then you level up into something else. It's crazy. But what came up first in experimentation is divine masculine. You need to experiment with that. It was a divine masculine, that formation that was coming to you. So the card that was in my hand was death, and the transmute with the serpent came out, and boundaries was also about to come out. But this has to do with expression. We're gonna get these explanations down in a second, but I kind of know what it needs to say. When you look at death, it's literally just transformation from one state to another. That's the death. So your expressions need to have a purpose, an end, a reason. But yeah, integration, how you integrate is releasing. That's how you integrate. You integrate more spirit into your soul, into your heart space, by releasing what heartstrings you held onto, or how somebody held you by their heartstrings. I can't even speak right now. I don't know why. There's something about confusion and releasing. I don't know why. The number 6 is in order, but this is a dagger. Releasing it is a bloody thing. Okay, when you get stabbed, there is a time when you need to decide to pull the knife out, or is it better to go to the hospital and get surgery? Because if it nicked something that was really bad, you need to wait. You need to be as still as you can, right? That instance, being as still as you can, is very important. Why? Because you lose less blood, you know. But when we're talking about in this realm right now, when you're still, nobody can harm you. You can heal. Or you can at least figure out what the problem is to try to heal yourself, you know. But release is very important. I don't know why that came up like that. Shift in the place of transcendence. Let me get the last card out. Oh, it came face down, so let me just leave it like that. And I want to put these cards over here right now. Now these are the animal archetype cards, and I don't know why so much came out just now, but tarantula is the one that was on the top. Okay. Scorpion, oh man. That one. The wolf. Okay, this one has stayed. The shark. Let me just say it. The bat, the cheetah, and the frog came out. So you might have a cheetah, somebody stalking you at night, or just up at night, up in your energy at night, thinking about you at night, can't get no sleep, right? Or the frog. I only could think of Frogger right now. So somebody got you going through the works just to get to the next day. But yeah. That was weird. But I'm gonna keep going. Nope. Not any of those. That one. Alright, camel. Alright. So in the place of experimentation, this is earth energy, right? It's divine masculine. The divine masculine is the embodiment of logic, direct action, and strength. In his most evolved aspect, he represents the builder, protector, and the guardian. Drawing this card can symbolize that the divine masculine energy is needed to balance your current situation. Alright. Spirit, think of it as energy. And think of the mind, masculine, as the battery shell. The battery itself. There's energy that goes into the battery. If the battery cannot hold the energy, the battery will blow up. I hope that made sense. Because there's so many ways to explain it, but I want to keep going. And the reason why that's so important is because the tarantula's here. There's somebody that has you in a web, or you have the enemy trapped. I joked to myself, you activated my trap card before I started this reading. For no reason. For some reason, I was thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was like, okay, whatever. But it was a trap in general. The trap that they set up for you was a trap for them. And they didn't know that they were digging their own grave, in a sense. They didn't know. They did not know. Alright, so the next energy up is if I express. Now, if you express the sense of death with the scorpion can hurt itself, but it really doesn't want to do that. I don't really know much about the scorpion and how it operates, but I do know that on its back it carries children. A lot of children, until they are ready to leave. They leave when they are ready. That's what has to happen. You had to come to a point where you were ready to leave, and it didn't matter what they did to you as one of their children. Okay, they had an influence over you. They programmed you into a subservient position, and you were ready to go to a new place, but always been blocked because the lesson wasn't completely learned. So it's like they got to parade over your life because the lesson wasn't learned. Now, you can go ahead and push fault and blame and things like that, but as I said before, potential is the point. You needed to reach a certain level of I'm through, and that gives you to, okay, regret is a power. If you regret something so hard, that means that anything past that place, God can say, okay, I can show this person what's behind this wall and what they missed and dodged and all that other stuff, because they're never going to go this route again. But you can tell other people what you saw. We are here to spread word. We are here to show love. We are here to nurture this earth and nurture each other and learn at the same time. So you can help in many different ways. This is a message for somebody. You've become a wolf at releasing. So you can understand how the wolf is very smart. I literally just mentioned the wolf and I got distracted. And I realized there are certain distractions. Where I'm living right now, I don't want to live. And God knows that. But God asked me a question. Why? It's only my circumstances. I want change, but I have to be ready for it. So where I am right now is a place where I can make all these changes. And it's been a tough journey, but I've become not an alpha wolf. The alpha wolf stays in the back. It doesn't lead the pack. The alpha wolf stays in the back. The other more mature wolves and things like that tells the pack where to go. This wolf energy is a very wise energy. The alpha wolf is designed to protect the whole pack. The alpha wolf stays in the back for that ambush. You know, they protect the pack from the ambush. They are the ones to get hurt from the ambush first. It's like, it depends on how you see it. What is the most important protection that you can offer a pack is in the back. So that's why the alpha wolf stays there. But the release has to do with what you integrate in your life, being an alpha in that position. So this alpha and omega, the beginning and the end, and they are related in the hue of light and dark, right? So they're related just like that. In order to have a beginning, you must have an end. It has to do with this death right here. You needed to end with those feelings and get rid of it in the way that they wanted you to, into the divine way that God wanted you to release that energy, because you were supposed to be powering something and you didn't know what it was. Now you're coming into a sense of what it could be. Next energy up is shift, and this is in a place of transcendence. How you level up, go from level 1 to level 10. and then you evolve again, going back to level 1. So we just keep doing this and doing this and doing this, and keep going and keep going. Every time you get to that max, understand that that was only a checkpoint. You do not die after you finish that goal. There's still something to live for. There's still work to be done. This is a whole world that we barely even know about. We're coming into discovering where we are now, and I still can't even believe it sometimes. Like, what? Yeah. So shift. Well, I didn't even do release. Release. Without delay, cut the cords to an unhealthy or toxic people, places, energy, habits, and beliefs. Beliefs are something that you believe, right? You be a lie and you live it. So not only is this realm a lie, it's a dream, the dream world, the dream realm. If you understand, I know that you have been apprised of this information. I know you've been around this. That's why I'm able to speak to you, especially for this long. You're here. So these beliefs, the devil is a liar, correct? Woo. And who is the king of this realm? There's so much that we don't know, and everything is twisted. And I want to figure out the truth, the real truth. And like I said, truth is a lake of fire and it burns. And this is why people can't accept it. I do not want to burn. Yeah. Shift. Miracles, divine intervention, and the end of stagnation and divine inspiration are here now. Drawing this card signifies an aha moment or a sudden change in any situation that was stuck or blocked. A welcome change to answer what you have been seeking is here now. Now, it has to do with perspective, because if you didn't know that you had it already, it's only that perspective that you were looking through, that lens that you were looking through, those goggles, that direction that you were pointing. It's just perspective. Different angle, different view. Now you can see the whole thing from a new perspective, hopefully a higher one. So a shift into a higher perspective. Now you see from the highest point of the castle. You can see everybody moving like they dots and ants and stuff like that. So you can see everything happening way ahead of time. And that's what this shift is about. Alright, the next energy and the last energy up in the reading had to do with time. I knew it. Time is the ultimate currency. I've been saying that. But these sharks, I didn't even speak about the sharks. They didn't want me to speak about them. So the sharks, while you try to shift, when you are moving, you are a harder target to hit. When you shift, there's a moment where you're not moving anymore. And this shift is dual. There's a dual shift. So it's like going from left to right or 180 degrees. That's what it's giving me right now. Yeah. Because every triangle has 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60. That's 360. And half of that is 180. So it's about the shift. You were looking. I just did, I'm a geek, it's whatever. But this is how I think, and I hope you can appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. So, time, the ultimate currency. What's so significant about it? For every breath that you take, you could be going in any direction. And even if you decide to sleep, that's going in the direction too. You're generating. You're doing other things that you don't even know you're doing. What are we doing in the dream realm? A lot of people don't know. When you don't have a dream, where are you? Are you actually not moving, or can you just not see it? Are you blind in that dream? Has anybody ever been blind in their dream? I want to know that. Definitely can't see anything, but your other senses are operational. Blind in a dream. So, divine timing is everything. You are not stuck or headed in the wrong direction. Drawing the hourglass asks you to have patience with whatever your current situation is. All will come to pass when the moment is just right. This card can also indicate that something you are waiting for is just on the horizon. So, the funny thing and the most divine thing about the day and night cycle is that it keeps going from light to dark, right? And you can automatically see the sway from negative to positive right then and there. It's just energies that are showing to us. So when it talks about the horizon in the morning, what is going to happen, the light will come back up. It's very important, because where you are now, I'm gonna just say where you are now, because some people, where you are is so special because not many people have reached there. You are chosen and strong enough to even stand. You don't even understand how much God appreciates that, and all the things that you're thinking about it's just gonna fall to the wayside, because when you start to believe in what God has for you, everything is unconditional. All right. So, and you know the funny thing is about the camel, it takes a long time, day and night, but it has, I don't know why I said day and night, because of the moon that was here, but the camel stores water for the journey. It just does, and it's natural to it. So you're time tested, trusted, and approved. Burna Boy. Maybe you should listen to that song. Alright, so if you are still here, I appreciate you. I love you. Leave a comment in the description. Tell me what you feel. Tell me how this helped you, because I would like to know, and I would like to hear some feedback, because the more you tell me of how this can help, the better it will become for the next person. So, you know how they say, save it and double it, give it to the next person? You can help me with that. That's what I'm trying to do. Save it, double it, give it to the next person. Alright. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. It was a new style for me. It was fun. I enjoyed the way that it happened. It was all sporadic. It was really nothing organized. I did the best I could. But I hope you appreciated it. I am building an app once again, and it's going to be the foundation at rock bottom for this spiritual community. So the devil keeps trying to get on us to rock bottom. I'm gonna build a place there so it won't even matter. It won't even matter no more. And that's what I'm building. So if you like that, like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I'm KyFy. Peace.